Hello. Welcome to the to the episode 20 of the Tale of the Food Group. I know it's been a while since the last one. What, like a month, I think? Sorry about that. Being busy, school and stuff. But it's almost summer. I just have 2 exams, and then hopefully this Friday we should do another session. The season finale. Then hopefully we could do quite a bit over the summer. That'd be great. I also plan to work out over the summer, but that's unrelated. So, let me just remind you of our cast of characters. There's Rathma, the Black Dragonborn Sorcerer Warlock, Raven, the Sea Elf, Sorcerer Cleric. I think he was a cleric. Yeah, pretty sure his cleric was his second class. Dilborf, the dwarf cleric druid, and Faku, the griffin druid sorcerer. So, session starts out. I think they start out in their house. No. Wait. So in the last session, they looked for Rathmar. They found Rathmar's pet Behir, sort of like a giant lightning lizard thing with like 12 legs. They're pretty cool. So and then he rewarded them by making them not have to pay taxes. Because they were actually paying taxes this whole time. Which raises the question, who's been paying their taxes? Who knows? We sure don't know who was paying their taxes all this time. To be fair, they didn't have that house. They didn't have their house for a while. They got it somewhat recently, so maybe they haven't even paid taxes at all yet. Anyway, I think we're getting a bit too deep into that. That's what she said. So then he sent them back to the dungeon at the very start of the campaign. Said there's some suspicious activity there, and for them to go check it out. So they went back to the dungeon from the very, very beginning of the campaign that had a few skeletons and tons of goblins and one trap. That was at the beginning of the campaign. Right now, there's other stuff. So they went to the dungeon. There was, I think it was just one dark mantle. Yeah, it was one dark mantle, because I couldn't find the other dark mantle miniature. It was just, there. Sorry, that was just my phone going off. It's like a harmonica. There's a dark mantle. It's like a squid. So it sort of looks like a squid. They hang on the ceiling and then drop down and then crush you and eat you. It says crushes its prey. So I think probably their mouth is where like an octopus or squid is, as in completely in the center of all the tentacles. Probably has anatomy very similar to an octopus or squid. So they easily took that guy out. And they went in. And there were skeletons. And I told them when the session started that I tweaked skeletons a little bit. And I wouldn't tell them what I did. They did figure it out pretty soon. But, I mean, it definitely makes the skeletons a bit more difficult and a bit more unique as an enemy type. So, they took out a few. So they fought the skeletons, and they found out that unless the skeletons' bodies are destroyed or they're killed by radiant damage, they come back in one round. Of course, they also die if a cleric uses turn undead on them. So it's inspired by Elden Ring, actually. That's such a great game. So then they went deeper into the dungeon. I don't think anybody got hit by the trap, because they remembered. Yeah, because they remembered. They remembered about the trap. They didn't remember its exact location, but they remembered to crawl to avoid the trap. It's like a saw that comes out of the wall. And so essentially how the trap works is you step on a pressure plate. If you're size medium or larger, well, really only medium could fit inside the hallway. So if you're size medium, the saw comes through the wall. I'd say kind of high into the air at about chest height, maybe. And it does, I think it was 1d4 or maybe a 1d6 slashing damage, so that's how that works. Anything smaller than medium, size small or smaller, simply doesn't trigger the pressure plate. Of course, they could crawl, which is what they did to avoid the saw. And then they went into the next room, which had more skeletons, then to the last room, which had a shadow demon. I don't think I gave him a name. Let me just look through the monster manual for the shadow demon. Just a minute. Not there. Wait, I moved past it. There it is. Wait. Right here, this is a shadow demon. Challenge rating, or is it 4? 4. So they took out one of these guys. It was sort of a challenge. I think some of them got pretty close to 0 hit points. Don't quite remember because it was a while ago. And so they did that, and then that was the end of the session. This one's been pretty short. Like, subscribe. Go watch the rest of the little series. If you haven't already. I guess. Bye. Stay tuned for more. See ya.